Good morning. Wow. Happy Saturday. What a beautiful day to be alive. Wow. And I have been having a great morning. I was out sunbathing, sun gazing, looping, doing my body rub, aged, my spritzer bottle. I mean, I've just been working it for days and days and days. I've really established a wonderful new procedural drill for every day. I got my freezer set back up, and man, it's just glorious healing. Now, I have moved Town Studios, and so this is the first live broadcast that I am doing in the new studios. I hope you like it. And it's been 3 weeks since we did the last broadcast, and I missed being here. I like my Saturday morning cartoons, and it's just been the last number of weeks has this been something else. Like ever since I got back to Missouri from the road trip, I started getting attacked by ticks. Okay, so it started several weeks back, and it just continued relentlessly. And then the last 2 weekends, I've been working with Jeff on this 93-year-old pink granite farmhouse in Farmington, Missouri. Now, the problem this house was having, it had been abandoned for like ever, and dilapidation and saturation of water, things like this had occurred. And so the whole first floor of the building was literally collapsing. The floor joists were broken. Floorboards were literally falling through and hanging in the basement. The beam had just deteriorated, disintegrated, rotted in dry rot and wet rot. And so we, between the two of us, jacked up this whole structure. In one spot, we had to jack it up 7 inches, because the beam had just deteriorated. It was gone. And so this took us a couple of weekends. And in the midst of all that, I got really attacked. The insects just in this house where it was just infested. So, man, my body was just covered with these bites. I mean, it was crazy how many bites I had going on. My feet, my ankles, my shins, my calves, my thighs, behind my knees, my inner thighs, my belly, my groin. I mean, every area was just violated. But, I have my modalities. Now, on top of everything else, you may or may not know that I had damaged my hand and wrist. We went on a date last Saturday night, and we went roller skating. Now, I used to be a New York City roller skater. I mean, a real guerrilla street skater. And I had my moves. I had some skills. I was in my 20s, and I lived on them 8, 10, 12 hours a day. I would be roller skating, and I was really good at it. And so it had been that long since the early 80s is like about the last time I think I roller skated. And so I was putting myself to a test, and I was doing fair. I fell down a lot. I fell down a lot. It was kind of frustrating and fun all at the same time. But the final falls, I really compressed my wrist. I mean, my hand had swollen up like a catcher's mitt. And so my body was just battered. By Saturday night, and we still were jacking this building. We were shoring this building. We still had 2 more 6x6 beams to put in place plus another whole 4x4 structure in the mid-range of the joints. So I was working with one hand, literally. And we get it, I mean, we got it done. And so this whole week I've been working on healing, and really focusing on it. And like, this is some of my favorite, my best product right here. This is the oldest product I have. I've been aging this for 1.5 years, and this is my little dispenser bottle. Now you might recognize that bottle as the sriracha. A lot of people call that cock sauce because of the rooster. And it is my cock sauce. Truly authentic, genuine, 100% me. And the beauty of it is, it feels like silk. I mean, when I squirt it and rub it and squirt it and rub it, and I've been doing this for days, I've been lavishing myself hours and hours. The bites are all disappearing. The swelling's going away. My veins are reappearing. You know, the process is happening. I keep looping, spritzing. This is a combination of the aged. I have 2 different bottles. One has got aged and peppermint oil and distilled water. And the other one I use fresh urine. I just pee in it. Now, if you saw one of my recent Or an Oracle shows, I demonstrated how I piss fresh hot pee into my boots, you know, that already have aged in them, and wearing the boots for 3 hours, 4 hours, and man, it just heals the feet so fast. It's just incredible. So, you know, I don't do it often, but I decided I would do one today. You know, I'm going to do a shooter of my aged and have a chaser with my fresh pee. Well, what do you think about that? So, cheers. Now that's a heady brew. And here's the chaser. So, the reason I note all this is that it's been a process. Now, we're always healing. You know, this is the whole modality. Now, I did get 2 acupuncture treatments because they were offered to me for free. My new housemates happen to be, one of them is a chiropractor and acupuncturist and a Chinese herbalist. So, not down with the PP, but, you know, a healer. And so offered me 2 acupuncture treatments during the week, which I accepted readily. I was okay with that, and it was very relaxing. But I have totally focused on my pee urine process. I got my tub set back up. It's awesome. It sits in a barn. I can sit and look out at nature, just dip right in. And I'll tell you what, to go right up to my neck, I can submerge right up to my neck in aged urine. And it's amazing. I mean, I can't tell you how amazing this feels, because it is. It's like silk. It's like black silk. It's like a, you know, like an oil, and it's so comforting, so cooling, so energizing. So I'm digging it. I'm digging the process. I'm digging the remedy, and I'm digging the results, because I'm healing quickly. It's happening, way happening. Now, another thing that happened. This is cool, because since I started urine therapy 1.5 years ago, I haven't had a bee sting. Now, bee stings in my past would cost me 5 to 7 days of super swelling, a lot of pain, you know, all that. And even grabbing Benadryl or any of that crap didn't work. But I got a sting this week, man. It came right up underneath and got me on my forearm. And I immediately drank pee and started rubbing aged urine on the spot. And not only didn't it swell, there was like no pain, no stinger. It all just disappeared. Wow. That's good stuff, man. No, I'm telling you, the P works. Anybody who just doesn't understand it. And I tell you what, man, I'm getting goofy comments. You know, I get some really goofy comments, you know, on my videos and stuff. And it just kind of, it just adds to the cartoons. And trust me, life is nothing but a continual cartoon. It's all cartoons. I mean, we really have to recognize our own animation of it, you know, how goofy our lives are. And most people's lives are pretty goofy. You know, they get all goofed up, you know, plans change, shit happens, gears shift, you know, the unexpected, all these things. A lot of people really have trouble shifting gears and adapting to change. You know, I don't. I mean, the one thing in life that is permanent that I've discovered is change. And I've recognized that my whole life. So I roll with change. Change don't bother me. Stagnation, that bothers me. Dead energy, that. You know, I like the feng shui. I like the feng shui my life every day. It's a practitioner. That's what I do. I practice, practice, practice. It constantly moving energy around just to smooth it all out, just to make it work better. And let's see. Yeah, does it aid in weight loss? Yes, it does. I mean, different people have different experience, but I had a real successful, and this had to do with a long time. So it wasn't just UT, it involved fasting. It involved a lot of things, a lot of detox. You know, there was many elements to the weight loss, but where I got down to 144 pounds. Now, I'm a big guy. That's a lot of, I mean, I was just, my skin was hanging on me. But once I started regaining all of that, it just came back. And now I stay right around 165 pounds, which is what I weighed at 19 years old. And I maintain it. You know, it doesn't matter. Just, you know, my body is just balancing up. And so I'm grateful for that. You know, it's really like an amazing, amazing elixir. You know, once you understand how to use it and just accept it. And I don't tell people how to do anything or what to do. It's all up to you, not up to me. I just tell you what I do and what works for me. And this stuff works for me. Now, I've been, you know, like I said, I get a lot of interesting comments. You know, people find what I say and do a little controversial, perhaps. I don't know. I just let it roll, you know. I just stay in the moment and let things be. And I just tell things as they appear for me. Now, I've been having recently, I've had an epiphany. And this is like really amazing to me. Now, through a whole life, starting as a teen, you know, doing masturbation and ejaculation as a sexual fantasy and a outpour of, you know, sexual addiction, quite frankly, I have recently realized that I was wasting something of real value. Now, I'm just gonna, I decided I would call it Spermicidal Lotion, because in past experience, I just, you know, wipe it all off, you know, toss it away and, you know, almost feel icky about it. Like I just did something like inappropriate or something. But now, and I'll tell you what, with the aged urine, that this stuff, it's for real. It's like silk. It's like a master oil that just gets better because of the stem cell enzyme. It just multiplies. It gets richer. It gets smoother. It's silkier. So doing body rubs, it actually, you know, and or, you know, massaging the loins, you know, the groin and all of that. It's very stimulating, extremely stimulating. And so as a result, I kind of utilized it. Now, what I had an epiphany about, that with the spermicidal lotion, in addition to the aged urine, it's like taking the lotion to another level because it reabsorbs right back into the body. It'll reabsorb just like the urine. So as you keep rubbing it, and that's, I've never done this until just recently. It's a whole new exploration, and people are going to probably go, oh man, there's a sick motherfucker. He's drinking his pee. He's like jacking off, and he's spreading his sperm on his body. What the hell is up with this guy? I am loving it. My skin is healing so fast. I mean, it's just truly amazing how fast I'm healing. In every way, in every shape, in every form. You know, it's awesome. Now, you know, do I recommend any of this? I don't know. It's all up to you. You know, different people say different things. I mean, there's, you know, always this ongoing debate about modalities and what's correct, and, you know, what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and why, and and I don't know. I just don't come from that place. I leave that story up to others, because some people really get stuck there. Their significance of their story seems to supersede anybody else's, and that they're, you know, they got it figured out. Now, to me, that's like a dangerous plank to walk down, because, you know, you put yourself in a position of being a know-it-all, like you got it all figured out. Boy, there's going to be people taking target practice at you all day, any day, every day. You can plan on it. Now, is that okay? Yeah, sure, it's okay. Is it bad? No. Is it wrong? No. It is what it is. Me, I choose to just show what I do and how it works for me. That's what I choose. And there's nothing more to it. Nothing more to it. Now, I intend, actually, when I head over to Virginia, which I'm going to do here soon, to hang out in the Blue Ridge Mountains with a group of individuals. And we're going to share some experience. Anybody that's interested, just let me know. There's still room and time if you feel motivated or inspired to do so. Just contact me, take it from there. But I have like 18 gallons sitting over there. I'm going to bring a few more, and I'm going to set up another setup there. Another soak, you know, one way or the other. I'm going to find. I mean, I even thought that even if like a 30 or 50 gallon garbage can, you know, you just step up on a step and step down into it and just submerge in it. Man, that should have worked too. You know, like the old barrel bath, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm excited. I am. You know, I'm getting ready for some more road tripping. You know, things are coming together. You know, I've been able to get some ducks, you know, dialed up in a row. You know, I have moved. I like the new spot. There's grass. Real grass. I get to walk around grounding myself on real grass. And that is awesome. It feels awesome. I get up early every morning. I sit outside. Yeah, the temperature is just marvelous, and it's been getting hot and steamy by the afternoon. So early morning is just awesome. And I sit there doing the body rub and the squirts and drinking my pee and sun gazing, sunbathing, and just taking it all in for hours. Just listening to the birds, just being in the moment, just allowing it all to be as it is. And I am just reveling in piss. Piss is bliss, man. Piss is bliss. It really is, you know, big time. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the road tripping again. I think after Virginia, I think I'm gonna head north. I have a brother who still actually talks to me. He lives up on Long Island. So I think I'm gonna go say hello and have a visit with my bro, and maybe head back down to North Carolina, some other spots, just do a little road tripping. So if anybody's out there in the, you know, kind of in the corridor who is interested in hooking up and, you know, having a hug or, you know, share a meal or whatever, just let me know, you know, because I'm just going to be out there doing it. And I'm looking forward to it. I plan on, you know, come September, when I head west for the Symposium, which is in Las Vegas, September 21, 2 and 3, I think it is, in the Westgate Resort. Registration is open. It's only $35. You can't beat that. I think he's going to raise the price to $50 after September 14th. So, you know, if it's something you're going to do, if you resonate, I suggest you get with it because it's pretty cool. It's a great communion. And as a matter of fact, I've got next week, one of the speakers is my guest, Brian Justice. He's going to be joining me on the Orin Oracles on live Tuesday. And then the founder of the Symposium is going to be joining me the week after that, Anthony A.K. King. And, you know, our intent to promote UT and promote the Symposium and to just keep assuring people that if they're doing P, they're doing the right thing. You know, just live it. Live it and love it. Be it. Be all you can be. Yeah. And you know, it seems like the Orin Oracles, which is where it all started, the book of poems, it appears by an email I got yesterday, I'm like clearing the last hurdle with the publisher. There's been a lot of controversy about what was going on, and that lasted. I was patient and waited and patient and waited, but it seems like we've finally gotten to a clarity. And so the Orin Oracles is going to be available pretty soon, as it appears. So I'm real excited about that too. Another completion. It's what it really boils down to. It's just another completion. Because I'm a creative person. I like to move forward. I don't like to do something and just sit around and stare at what I did. I'm always moving forward. And so the book was becoming almost like a nemesis to me because it was stagnating and there was nothing I could really do except either pay a whole bunch more money, which I wasn't willing to do because it wasn't my mistake, and or patiently wait, which I did. And I finally talked to the right manager who waived the fees, and you know, we're moving forward. So it's groovy times in Babylon. Shit's happening. Yeah. So I'm just getting myself settled in. I'm still just, you know, getting my little household together. You know, it's funny. My little room, if you can call it that, is a corner of the basement, which happens to be the darkest, furthest corner in the house from any light, any windows, anything. And I'm not used to that, you know. I mean, it's but I put up, as you can see behind me, I put up a lot of fabric, you know, but to take all the hard edges out because it wasn't really a room, you know. It's not like a finished basement. So I've draped all of the floor joists with fabrics and the walls, and you know, it just softens it all up. It makes it easier and breezier for me. It feels better. So, you know, it gives me a little sense of like definition, like it's an actual room, even though it's just hanging fabrics, but it's all good. It's all really good. So yeah, one day at a time. It's been a long couple of weeks, but I'm starting to really feel balanced. I'm really feeling like everything is coming together. You know, it's a big shift, you know, full moon. This morning I was up before, I was out there at 4:30 in the morning, and moon was out, you know, sky was clear. So, you know, sun was coming up on one side, the moon was setting on the other side. It was really very glorious, you know, beautiful morning to be alive. Totally. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to these next few weeks. You know, July's, you know, a good month. I'm not alone. There's a lot of other cancers. There's a lot of cancers out there. So, you know, I wish you all, you know, joint birthday, you know. And, yeah, I hope your experience is good. I hope your life experience is good. If it's not, you might want to look at why. You know, what is it that prevents you if you're having misery? You know, what creates causes it? You know, what are we doing to enhance it or enable it? Or, you know, finding the solution to transform it and move forward. It's all a process, and it's full of options. Everybody does what they choose to do, either way, however. And if you're allowing your life to be dictated by other people's opinion, you're really that's a mess. That's a mess. Learn to think for yourself. You know, be yourself. Be impeccable with your word. I mean, I like the 4 agreements. I don't know if you ever read the 4 agreements or know it. You know, Manuel or Miguel Ruiz. You know, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't assume anything, and do the best you can. Now, these are pretty simple rules to live by, and they're effortless to practice. The more you practice them, the better you get at it. That's the whole thing. You know, you just practice. That's all. Life is nothing but a practice. It's a play. It's a movie. We're always like in either a rehearsal or a performance. It's how life works, man. We're always writing our own script. We are the producer, director, and star of our own show. We do our own makeup, costume, screenwriting. We do it all. Some people understand that and accept it and enjoy it, and others debate it and fight against it and deny it. So, yeah, I always believe that everybody does exactly what they want to do, no matter what. They just make it up as they go along. You know, and some decisions are better than other decisions at times. You know, it's how it works. And as long as you're okay and being responsible and accept the responsibility of any decision or choice you make, you're going to be okay. But if you try to lay blame and live in denial and point fingers and all that, it's a tough road. It gets tougher. It's all about responsibility. That's what it really boils down to. Owning our own shit and dealing with it, whatever it looks like. Shit's never pretty for anybody. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got their own shit. And it's just a matter of how you process it, what you do with it, how you deal with it. That's the real bottom line. And again, with practice, you can have a lot of exceptional movement in your life, moving that shit around. You know, not only from your body, your bowels, but from your thinking. You know, most people overanalyze. You know, they get a paralysis of analysis, and they really need like a checkup from the neck up. You know, clear the head of all that shit, because that's where it all starts. Most of the shit that's in our lives all starts up here. And then if we get too attached to it and we start becoming emotionally fused by it and charged with it, then it just gets worse. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It'll just rage it. And then the body will show its own reflection of that result. So if you really want to clean up your shit, if you really want to move that energy around, you really got to start with the way you're thinking. Learn to be impeccable with your word. The thing is, most people have really poor vocabularies, and they don't even realize it because they're just conditioned to speak the way they do, and you get a lot of agreement because most people use all the same words. So it doesn't seem extraordinary to use words like try, can't, didn't, don't, won't, could, should, want. All these things don't serve in a vocabulary. And the more we learn to eliminate, it's not like you got to build a huge vocabulary and put in a whole bunch of new words. If you just learn to eliminate the words that are not of service, it's huge. What you think about, you bring about. It's really a focused intent. So imagine your greatness. Imagine that. Nobody can take your imagination away. That's the beauty of it. We were all given this blessed gift called imagination. We were also given this glorious gift called urination. I'm a sovereign urination. I'm in. You in? You're in? I'm in. So, yeah, it's really about celebrating life. Enjoying it. Learn to really celebrate your life. Learn to love yourself. And I think P is one of the greatest accelerants in experiencing that. It was for me. I never knew self-love like I discovered when I started drinking my P. I really discovered self-love like I never imagined it. And it changed everything. My paradigm shifted. Everything started to shift. And as I proceeded, beyond just drinking, doing enemas and aging and body rubs and all of these other modalities that I've adopted for my own practitionering, it just gets better and better and better. It just gets better. So I don't tell people what to do, but I encourage people to consider, alternatives to things that might not be working for you. If your life looks like shit, you might just want to look in the mirror and figure out why. If you're in a living hell, you might want to look at why. Because it's all in our mind. That's the matrix. We have the capacity to shapeshift in and out of any context. It's simply a mind control. And if you're not willing to control your own mind and thoughts, guess what? Others will gladly do it for you. That's part of the problem. People don't have a tendency to really own their thoughts and think for themselves. They're so used to being told what to do, when to do it, where to do it, with who, that they have no clue. And that's sad. That's a limitation. That shit needs to change. If you really want to move forward, get out of the stagnation, get out of the cesspool of mediocrity. You want to live a fantastic life? There's freedom in P-dom. A lot. You start drinking your pee and feeling better, not feeling all achy and painy and upset, depressed, confused, all that shit. Man, once that stuff starts moving away, you're looking at a brand new day. It's awesome. Life gets good. Gets mo better, mo better, mo better. It does. So I'm happy to be back Saturday mornings. The cartoons always are, you know, one of my favorite times. I just enjoy being here and taking a moment to be available, transparent, bluntly honest. Sometimes that just is not what people want, but I don't give a shit. My show. I can do what I want. I am the producer, you know, as well as the on-air personality. So, you know, I don't have a little bob in my ear telling me, oh, I can't do that or say that. No, this is my live. Orintown Studios lives. Orintown is a beautiful, developed concept. And it is my studio. It is my publishing, my production. And soon it'll be a part of promotion too. I'm going to have the book out. I've got other things that I'm lining up to also, you know, put into place. I've been doing this a long, long time. I've been creating product. I've got 3 different CDs that are all poetry. I've got them 2 that are children's stories. I've done self-publishing of several books. I've got a lot of products, as well as a lot of quotes, a lot of ideas that, you know, I plan on doing a lot of shirts and, you know, even coffee mugs. I'm getting all that set up. Everything's getting set up. It's all just timing. But the book was most important because it was just like the threshold. You know, to me, the book meant, you know, kind of opening the front door and then allowing the rest to kind of follow in. So I've been a patient man, very patient. I'm a patient mofo. And I exercise patience, always. I think once you lose patience, your potential of losing all other good elements are like a domino effect. Once patience goes, tolerance and acceptance and empathy and, you know, all these other things just start falling to the wayside. And that's not healthy. Patience, to me, is one of the healthiest virtues that one can maintain. And I do the best I can every day. I do the best I can to laugh at myself. Even in the midst, like when I fell down for the final time, and I'd fallen several times at the roller skating rink. And the last time, well, it wasn't even the last time. When I was still out in the rink, that's when I really crushed my hand and my wrist. So I said, okay, I'm done. And so I go, you know, gingerly, I'm leaving the rink, and I get up to the, you know, the little exit. I didn't see the ramp. And the ramp, all of a sudden, my feet went right out from under me. My head slammed flat on the floor. My glasses flew 10 feet away. And I thought, man, how many ways can I goon myself? And then I got up, and I was standing there like kind of a little dazed. And this fine young man, he was like 16 years old, very industrious. And he said, man, are you all right? I said, yeah, you know, it's a little goony. And anyway, we ended up talking for, oh man, 15, 20 minutes. I told him all about urine therapy. I gave him my card, you know. He was a curious guy, man. 16 years old. You never know. You never know. You just never know. So I laugh, even in my pain. And I've had a lot of body pain in my life. That's one thing I know a whole lot about is pain. Physical pain, as well as emotional, mental. I know what all that trauma shit is. I know it well. But this last year and a half, I've really been living pain-free. Now, the only time that I wasn't is like in this moment because of a sudden impact syndrome known as a fall. The last one, I was on my bicycle in San Diego when I hit a curb and crashed, compressed my hand and wrist, even the one I had surgery on. My elbow crammed into my rib, so I bruised a rib, and I skinned the side of my knee. Had great laceration and blood. I mean, it was messed up. And so outside of those events, I lived pain-free from the chronic illness or the chronic diseases that I had manifested throughout my life. So for this, I'm grateful. And more importantly, even when I do good myself, I have the remedy. I know what to do. I know how to do that work. Now, here's another evolutionary thought that I had in the process that's been happening is that, people call it body rub. But when you're really into it, when you're there and just keep squirting and rubbing and all that, it's actually a self-healing massage. You're doing self-love massage. You're doing massage on yourself. And that takes it to another level as well. I start looking at these elements as a part of the evolution of understanding of what I'm actually doing. Because before, I've been doing body rubs for a long time. I've been doing this for, 14 months or something. I learned about the body rubs about maybe 1 or 2 months into the drinking. Learned about the aging, learned about the enemas. I've learned a lot of things. And not everything's for everybody. I mean, drink it through the nose. I mean, this is a skill. You watch people that can just do that effortless, man. Just drink it in the nose. It's still, I haven't developed that technique. It's, I haven't gotten there yet. But I'm okay with that. I don't beat myself up about it. I just allow my own process to keep unfolding and presenting itself. I trust. And for this, I am grateful. And so, with all that being said, please feel free to come and join me on Tuesday. I'm going to have Brian Justice as my guest on the Oracles Live next Tuesday at noon Central Time. And I'll have Anthony the week after that. And then I'm going to be in Virginia here real soon and kind of on the road. So I think We Do Wonders is going to be showing up and doing something along the way. So, I hope you enjoy yourselves. I certainly enjoy myself, and I appreciate any of your love and support. I appreciate people that just actually tune in and comment. It's really, it's very humbling. It really is. I don't take any of this for granted, but I am enjoying myself. So, with all that being said, I wish you a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Enjoy it in all its glory. Celebrate your life. Really enjoy your life. And always remember, boom! Ha! You just been loved. Peace out. Ciao for now.